through how we're gonna set up each question for homeworks whenever your kid's at home or you're helping them or they're doing it independently. They have a really good baseline. So these 5 questions have all been taught in class. We work on them every day, but what is relatively new is multiplication. So we started showing multiplication with equal groups, arrays, skip counting, and repeated addition starting last Friday. So on number 1, when it says represent 5 times 5 with equal groups, we're just gonna show 5 times 5 using equal groups. Now equal groups, we know that a grouping could be a circle, okay? And we know that equal, we're gonna have the same amount in each group. So if we take a look at 5 times 5, and I look at my first factor, my first number being multiplied, we need 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that second factor that's being multiplied, that's the number that goes inside each of my groups, and we show that with tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each group needs to have 5 inside. So we're multiplying our 2 factors, 5 times 5. Our product, our answer to our multiplication problem, we can simply skip count by these 5s because we know that this tally mark representation is a 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 times 5 is 25. We showed it with equal groups. Now, of course, once we know our multiplication facts with fluency, we'll just immediately know 5 times 5 is 25. Number 2, we have a multi-step word problem, more than one step. DQ wants to practice wrestling 600 minutes this week. That's his goal. That's what he wants to achieve. That's his total. On Saturday, he practiced 109 minutes. Monday, he practiced 247 minutes. And on Tuesday, he practiced 186 minutes. Now we're ready for our question. We want to know how many more minutes does DQ need to practice to meet his goal? Well, we already know the goal. The goal is 600. That's the whole that we want to reach. So when we set up our strip diagram, 600 is the total. I'm going to ask myself, is my number going to be any bigger than 600? No, that's what we're aiming for. Well, we know that he's already started to practice. He's already started to achieve some of this goal. So when we set up this strip diagram, he practiced for 3 days so far. He still needs more practice to meet this goal. So in my strip diagram, my part whole map, this would represent Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and then the minutes we still need. And then we're going to plug in what we have. We're going to plug in our parts. 109, 247, 186. Now, when we take a look at our question one more time, how many more minutes does he still need to practice? We're going to go ahead and put our question mark. We've already started with our minutes this week. So, of course, we're going to take 2 parts at a time. We're going to go ahead and add those together. And then we'll put our answer here. We know that we still have 186, so we're going to bring that down. And we still need how many more minutes remaining? So if we're going to go ahead and add this together, 9 plus 7, 16, 4 plus 1, 5, 2 plus 1, 3. These 2 parts together were 356 minutes. Of course, on Tuesday was 186 minutes, and we're still looking for how many more minutes. So we're getting closer to our solution. Now we're going to put together our 2 parts, 356 and 186. And when we combine those values, we have 542 minutes. Then we stop and ask ourselves, have we reached our goal yet? No. Our goal is 600 minutes. We're pretty close. We've practiced so far 542 minutes this week, so we want to know how many more minutes are left. Our key word, how many more? We know that how many more means that we're going to subtract. So we're going to take our total and subtract 542, and then your student can do this on their own right here. Number 3, Jordan wants to put a frame around a picture that he took with Patty, the platypus at the zoo. The picture has a width of 3 inches and a length of 5 inches. We want to know how much framing will he have to buy to go around the picture. Now, if we're looking for the distance around an object or a picture, we're talking about perimeter. Perimeter is a distance around a figure. So we're going to draw our stimulus. We know that a frame is typically in a rectangular shape. We're given our width of 3 inches, so we would label it. We're given our length of 5 inches, and we would label it. Then we take a look at our picture. We take a look at our stimulus. We know that in a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal and congruent. So we're going to finish labeling out our rectangular frame. And we want to know, well, how much frame will you need to go around this picture? The distance around a figure. We've talked about perimeter, rim, it's the outside. We're going to add all the sides. So we know that 5 plus 5 is 10. We're going to cross that out. 3 plus 3 is 6. We're going to cross that out. And we're going to put that together. We need 16 inches to go around that picture frame. Number 4 and 5, we have our basic subtraction. We know that we put our bigger number up top. We started our ones place value to subtract. We cannot do 0 minus 9. We'd have to go next door. We cannot do 0 minus 1. Go next door. So the 9 is now an 8. This 10 gave 1 next door, so it's now a 9. This 0 got 10 more, so it's now a 10. And of course, you would subtract that out. On number 5, again, starting at the ones place, we cannot do 0 minus 3 or 0 minus 7. We have to go all the way. The 1 is now a 0. 10 gave 1 away, so it's now a 9. 0 is now 10 more, and then you would subtract it out. We've been practicing in class too. Anytime that we have our solution to our subtraction problem, we're going to star the answer that we think that we've got. And then over here off to the side, we're going to use the inverse operation of subtraction. Inverse means opposite. So whatever the opposite is of subtraction is addition. We're going to take these two numbers, add them together, and see if we get our top number. Because if we take these two numbers and we add them together and we get our top number, of course we know that we subtracted correctly. But if we take these two numbers and we add them together, we don't get 900 again. We made a mistake in our subtraction. We would have to go back and correct it. Okay, so if you have any other questions on homework, give me a message on class tag. Again, we did equal groups, equal circles, same amount in each group. We're focusing on multi-step, so we had to combine the number of minutes we practiced so far and then subtracted it from our total. Perimeter is a distance around an object, like you're walking along the perimeter of like a football field. And then we have our basic computation with subtraction. Okay, have a good night, guys. Thank you.